Oh, happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. It's the REKAP Lunch Hour with Guff, me, Ryan McGuffey from the REKAP Studios. Oh, baby, oh, baby, oh, baby. Are some fired up folks. The chat is on fire, probably because we went out there and said, take a peek at what Cap said on the recap last night. Fired up about Craig Counsell. Is he worth $8 million? He doesn't see it. We're going to play the clip here for you in a second. It's all brought to you by Hooters, originalhooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations nearest you. It looks like September 23rd will be our first Studio 41 REKAP football live show. Almost confirmed, like 99% confirmed, September 23rd. I will get to you those details later. Ordered.hooters.com. It's a Friday. Seems like a good day for some OG wings. It's a Friday. Have them delivered straight to your office, straight to your house. The Cubs play at 120. I don't know if that's therapeutic for anybody right now that the Cubs are playing at 120, but that's what's happening. The Cubs are playing at 120. They have the Pittsburgh Pirates without Paul Skeens this weekend. Is it a must sweep? It certainly kind of feels that way. This is kind of the question right now since Cap went off. A lot of you have seen it. I'm going to play the clip that's on social right now. The chat is fired up. There are over 100 already in the chat. Okay, we'll get to you. I'm going to come firing out right now as we play the clip that's got everybody fired up. Cap, this is what he had to say last night about Craig Counsell on the recap, and then we'll break it down.
What the hell, man? I thought when we hired Craig Counsell, we were getting like, wow, we've got an advantage. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any kind of tactical advantage from this guy. For $8 million a year, bleh. This offense is so awful. It's broken, and they did nothing to try and fix it. Ian Happen, the two-hole? Hey, Craig, $8 million a year? I haven't seen where you're worth that kind of glue. So pissed off. Can somebody come out of the freaking cornfields and maybe come back to life and help our offense? Because right now, we stink.
I mean, could anybody say it any better than that? Cap fired up on the recap. And you know what? That's why there's passion there. There's truth there. That's a guy who's fired up because this is a team that didn't do anything but sit on their hands when they were telling you they needed help. And here we are. Second and third, nobody out yesterday. You have a guy bunting for the first time in 4 years. Hasn't laid down a sacrifice bunt for the first time in 4 years. Eric, let's get to the chat. No excuse when you have two men on, nobody out at second and third late in the game. Can't score, a huge problem. Cubs better wake up. Start winning games. These next 8 home games are so important that this can decide their fate on how far they go in the playoffs. Also, happy Friday to all the recap folks. At this point, Swayze says it's comical. Jordo, you called up Owen Casey. He went 0 for 4. The catch made on his first at bat was absolutely unreal. I mean, he should have had extra bases for his first hit. Robbed, he went 0 for 4. We can't sit there and keep looking at Iowa. Oh, that guy just homered. So let's call him up. It can't be that desperate. The real Phil Simms. Bad loss yesterday. Doesn't look like they're getting the return from the investment. Just saying. Savannah Bananas are in Chicago. Truly convinced it'll be the best baseball this weekend. Listen to this weekend in Chicago. Savannah Bananas today and tomorrow at the rate. Cubs in town against the Pirates. Oh, what did I see? UFC is at the United Center. The Bears and Bills on Sunday Night Football. The Chicago Air and Water Show. If you're bored this weekend, folks, I don't know. This is one of those weekends where you're like, damn, what a great city. Cubs wild card need 8 more games to get first place at time. Yeah, that ain't happening. The division's over. The Cubs getting 3 wins this week against Milwaukee means nothing. They have to win 4 out of 5 to even discuss the division. Big series for the Cincinnati Reds as the Brewers are in town this weekend. People talking about the division, all you have to do is get into the playoffs and anything can happen. The 19 Nats, the 21 Braves, the 22 Pods, just saying. Okay. Those teams were probably, check out those guys in the second half, their records. I'm just saying. By the way, and how many of those won the World Series? The 2019 Nationals did. I know the Padres didn't. Did the Braves? Maybe. No, they didn't win the World Series. to even sniff the Brewers, they have to go 7-1. And I think you're right, because Jed and Rick is one of them that no one's losing their job. Not when the guy just got rehired or extended. Jed Hoyer's going nowhere. When will you start giving your picks for college football? Labor Day weekend will definitely be off the charts. Lots of great games. Well, that's my birthday weekend too. So that's important. I will start giving picks when we have games. Probably next week. You need to get Joe Tessitore on the lunch hour. It would be a great time. Sims, I really miss Cody from CHGO. Well, I appreciate you being over here at the recap. Chicago Sports Management, straight hot garbage. Cody and Ryan and Luke were the best show. Jordo, stop telling me what the great shows are on CHGO. You're right here. This is the best show. Come on. I do love Luke Stuckmeyer. He's a dear friend of mine. In all honesty, talking about business and sports wouldn't be boring. We'd give people better understanding as to how teams have resources to make moves to make their team better. I don't know if you guys want to hear about billionaires not having the money. When Jed speaks, are you sure he's not speaking in tongues? I heard that you can get in trouble. Just saying. Guff, 731-25 was really worse than the 97 white flag trade for the White Sox. It might be. It might be if this thing goes down the way we think it is. Hey, Phil, that would be great, but Joe Tessitore's busy with WWE. Richard, welcome to the chat. Cap, enough BS. Yeah, Cap, where are you? You're not even in here. Got the sun in the office today. Not so Lil Guff anymore. 1 minute in April, the worst manager, mid-junior, apologizing on your radio show. Now he's worth $8 million. He isn't worth $8 million. Make up your mind already. Slumps happen. Milwaukee is next. Richard, Milwaukee, whatever. Tell me what you've seen from a guy in 2 years that he's been worth $16 million. Tucker's still playing. Becky, what do you expect? He should be. He really needs to sit. Owen Casey's on the bench, though. That's the one I think, like, why is he up here? Play the guy. Now, he didn't get to the ballpark until about an hour and a half before the game yesterday. Then they traveled after the game back to Chicago. Not a long flight. Maybe they're just giving the kid a chance to reset and then start him tomorrow. I don't know. Counsell needs to go back to Milwaukee. You know what Milwaukee would say? We're good. We're good. We got a guy. I hate it when Amaya gets injured again. Yeah, no doubt. What's up, Rhonda? Tucker is not ruining this team, Becky. That's unfair. It really is unfair. Why are you holding Tucker? Why are you holding other guys to the same standards? What's PCA done lately? I'm being honest. I'm going to start reading you some splits. And when you say Kyle Tucker's ruining this team, I'm going to come at you. Because Seiya Suzuki's hitting 182 with 2 home runs and 8 RBI since the All-Star break. So hold other people accountable instead of just Kyle Tucker. I'm going to make you do it. He's almost a 6-WAR player, Pete Crow Armstrong. In the second half, he's hitting 205 with 2 homers and 7 RBIs. Okay? I'll put Kyle Tucker up there too. Just so we're all on the same page, I want to make sure you understand it's not just Kyle Tucker. Tucker, 189, 1 homer, 6 RBI. You want me to go Michael Busch? Michael Busch. Same deals. These guys are all the same. 171. He does have 5 home runs, 9 RBI. They should put Owen Casey in the game today. Swayze. We know Tucker can't say he had no protection in the lineup. He's had every opportunity to produce and has, and I like him, but if he expects $700 million, he's not getting that. Velasco. South side's on the rise. North side's falling. I knew it. You could actually tell from the beginning this would happen. Now, come on, Velasco. The White Sox have 43 wins. We can't sit here and say, "Oh, look at the bright skies of the north of the South side." Lately, it's been eh. They started 10-4 out of the break. They're 2-8 since. Come on now, my man. Come on. I think I like what's going on the South side, but I'd love to be the Cubs right now. I would love. Yeah, Becky, I'm telling you, this team's going to make the playoffs. Just to get the update, every day we do this, I wonder if the Cubs slipped a little bit lower today. See if they got into the 97th percentile. Looking at postseason, the Cubs are now 5th best to make the playoffs, 98-3. They actually went up after a loss. They're so far and away. They have the division's down to 3.9%, by the way. Swayze Cubs feasted early. Now they have diarrhea, crapping all over themselves, 100%. I feel like you're right, Becky, on that. I mean, look at the disdain out here. I'm not going to let PCA off the hook either. He's been horrific over the past month, but at least he's not looking like for a $500 million. First of all, Swayze, they're all looking for a $500 million payday. They should have put Casey. Everyone's at Owen Casey. Give Casey a start, not a damn. I agree. Becky. Oh my God. Ian Happ should not be in the leadoff spot. I'm sorry. All of this, there's the disdain for Ian Happ, then there's the love for Ian Happ. He's not had a good year offensively. Ian Happ in the second half is hitting 228, which is actually better than any of those other big three I just talked about. He hit 179 in July, 225 in August, and you want to put him in the leadoff spot. Nico Horner right now should be there. The Mets are struggling. The Godfather. I'm only going to say this once. Hoyer is ruining this team and running and ruining at the same time. What's up, Kyle? Is Counsell worth the money? As of right now, leaning towards no. Highest paid manager and being very vanilla. Get management. Could give him more, but come on, man. Great podcast last night with Cap and Gordon. We need to get the Godfather on there so everyone can be loud at ownership in the front office. Gordon says it best. You're the Chicago freaking Cubs. Really good podcast yesterday. Cap and Gordon have a Cubs podcast out. Joe Colley has a podcast out on the Bulls schedule release that's doing well. Me and Brian Anderson on the White Sox being a sexy, interesting sleeper team in 2026. There's only one way that can happen, and that's if they spend. We discussed that. All three dropped yesterday. Wherever you listen, audio form podcasts and here on the channel, all three are out there. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Ricketts makes more money today. Looking forward to Sunday, going from watching football at 8 a.m. with Chelsea FC in their season opener to watching football with the Bears. Go Blues and Bears. Hey, Chicago, the fans will fill the park today. Read that Nazar could be a breakout player for Chicago this upcoming season. Kid looked good in the IIHF World Championship. What say you, Mr. McGuffey? Kyle, you know where I'm going on this. I'm deferring to you. He had a good season. I liked what I saw last year. They need him to take a big step. Tommy Guns, I'm glad people are finally realizing Happ is bad at professional baseball. Good to see that somebody else understands he should not be hitting leadoff. Kyle, the Sky play Valkyries tonight at 6:30, once again without Angel. We'll see how they do. Bill, welcome to the chat. I noticed some people slamming of the helmets is a sign of emotion, but as another player in the dugout, it doesn't charge me up to do better. I would think it would kind of deflate me. Yeah, people respond to emotions differently. Some people love it. Some people don't. When you got 26 guys, my guess is you'll get a couple that rally behind it, and you'll get a couple that don't. In case everyone forgot, this is the same team that stopped hitting last year, run by the Three Stooges, Tom, Jed, and Carter. It could charge up the other team. Sometime that happens too, Bill. The Chicago Fire. I love Kyle giving us the schedule of events for Chicago's other teams. Can the Fire be the only playoff team in Chicago? Whew. I can't imagine Craig Counsell is good at giving motivational speeches pre and post to his team. Look at Counsell, worst manager, should have kept Ross. Why weren't they lifting each other up in the dugout and show some kind of positivity? They're playing close games. They're not getting blown out. Lift each other up for 9 innings. Cubs need a Hayward-type meeting, perhaps. Who's going to do that? The manager? No. Kyle, think Mo, Larry, and Curly can run this team better. Great reference. Love the Stooges. I don't know, but slamming the batting or helmets doesn't fire me. Bill, very much, is not a fan of throwing things. And that's okay. I think it's good. Sometimes all it does is adverse effects. And I get it. Hawks an 8-year rebuild. Bulls suck. Sox on rebuild number 2 and still developing the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. So much fun being a Chicago sports fan. Thanks to all the great owners. Godfather always winning the chat. Always winning the chat. At least slamming their helmet shows they care. For a while, I felt like they were just there for the game checks. Tommy, I actually agree with that part of it. It showed some passion from guys that hadn't been showing it and frustration. I like it. Bulls and Hawks are going to probably suck this season. Bears, well, let's hope. Read my shirt, as Godfather says every day. We stinks. Hope Owen Casey can play well at Wrigley this series. Some other guys have to pull the weight with current struggles from the stars of this team. You can't have second and third with your 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up and get nothing. I don't get it. Bring up Owen Casey, let him play yesterday. Now you bench him. All this bitching from us fans, yet all Chicago teams sell at their home games, minus the Sox. We are the problem as fans. And then you also get screwed at the same time. It's not Not good. Gordon was the maddest I've ever seen him on the Cubs Recap podcast. All Chicago owners can take a lesson in passion from all here on the Recap. It was the most upset I'd seen him in a while. And he was upset about the comment that Carter made discussing 2025 to 2032. Counsell is always blah, blah, blah. In his interviews, Jim loved Cap's raw emotion on display from yesterday's recap of the Cubs game. So did Kyle. I'm going to play it again for those of you just joining us. Question, is it Tucker's choice whether or not to go on the IL? If so, could he be sacrificing the season so he could salvage his future contract? He's not going to make any less money by going on the IL. I know that there's been a lot of that discussion here. He's going to get paid a ton of money, probably in the $400 million range. And whether he goes on the IL or not, it's not going to hurt him. My guy, Al, Cap and Guff's enthusiasm and truthfulness is what makes these guys so great. You always know what they feel. Appreciate you, Al, as always. What's up, Progressively Independent? Hope Casey can spark this offense. Star players want big-time money. Start playing like it. You deserve it. Pablo, I got my butt kicked in my boxing class. My Spanish is pretty damn good, but I think I wanted to train like a boxer, and I just wanted classes. So tired, love you, Recap fan. Pablo, still down in Colombia. My man, over-under on Cubs run score today, 1.5. I'll pound that over if that was the case. They better sweep the Pirates this weekend. I mean, I kind of feel like they have to. I think a Big Daddy mug is in store today for everybody, like a little deep breather, maybe a long-legged Long Island iced tea if the Cubs lose today, because for $8 for the rest of the month, that's the drink of the month. Of course, the lunch specials, the OG wings, the boneless wings. The burger, yes, the burger at Hooters is delicious. The king crab legs, the snow crab legs, $14.99 a pound. It's still going on, probably up through Labor Day. At Hooters, fantasy football. I was just talking about this with my son. Drafts are coming up. Hooters is your fantasy draft headquarters. Make sure you call and reserve a table. Order.hooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations near you. Book your draft. They have the best food, the best cold beer, and the iconic Hooters girls. It makes for a perfect draft setup. Go to Hooters and make that happen. And then order.hooters.com if you want to get stuff delivered straight to your door. You know the McGuffies. We like that cinnamon pretzel bites to cap off every single meal, and it's a delicious, nice little treat as we continue on. Here we go. Let's go. Progressively has no confidence in this team. Tell Cap to yell at Ricketts and Hoyer, who did nothing at the deadline. All right, that's like the third time we've heard about Cap. For those of you just joining us, this was part of the recap yesterday the Cubs had. Here's Cap, and this is how we got to this question about whether or not Craig Counsell is overrated, overpaid, or one of the both.
What the hell, man? I thought when we hired Craig Counsell, we were getting like, wow, we've got an advantage. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any kind of tactical advantage from this guy. For $8 million a year? Blech. This offense is so awful. It's broken. And they did nothing to try and fix it. Ian Happen, the two-hole? Hey, Craig, $8 million a year? I haven't seen where you're worth that kind of glue. So pissed off. Can somebody come out of the freaking cornfields and maybe come back to life and help our offense? Because right now, we stink.
It's awesome. And it's dead on. Glenn, I agree with Cap. Rossi had way more fire than this deadbeat. I wish they would fire Counsell with 3 years left on his deal. Happy Statehood Day from Honolulu. Rick's Breakfast, scrambled eggs, and the Cubs. I bet the eggs taste better right now. Skeens, so Cubs better win them all. Craig Counsell is Pedro Grifol. Wow. Lip Ripper going Pedro Grifol comps to Craig Counsell. Holy hell. Preach, Cap definitely telling the truth. Cap not lying. Ross was so much better. Counsell equals Quaddy. Wow. This is off the charts in terms of the comps he's getting. Farmer Groot, welcome to the chat, says Cap for next manager. I'm not going to get you. Clyde, you're right here. You know how I feel about Portage. Couldn't say it better myself. That's a guy who cares so damn much, just like many of us here. Should have kept Joe Madden or David Ross, no doubt. You mean Craig Counsell, as The Rock would say, it doesn't matter what his name is. Keep preaching, Cap. Don't ever stop, my friend. We won't. Back up to Al's point. That's what makes this channel so great, is that we give it to you real, authentic. That's who we are. Cap and I are passionate. We're brothers, man. We're the same. I get fired up on this show. I give it to you guys. You guys fire me up and vice versa. Cap pulled over on the way to the lake to do that recap because he was so furious. Joe, happy Friday. What the hell? I'm not even a Cubs fan, but what the F is wrong with Counsell? That kid was brought up to play. Your team sucks, and I'm not saying the Sox are a whole lot better, but Cap is right. Jed's extension is more repulsive by the day. Tom approves. Counsell can't spend at the deadline. Hear that, Cap? You were all giddy before the deadline. We are all in. Check the tape, dude. He knows. He says much. Cubs playing like a bunch of jabronis. Their bats are stone cold, and that's the bottom line. Owen Casey benched today. Couldn't possibly bench one of the shitty outfielders. TJ, thanks for the comment. Bush did an interview and said something like, we could still win the division. BS. What do you expect players to say right now, guys? Well, we're done, dead and buried. Professional athletes have to move on to the next day. Kevin, I think you're making a reference to, 30 chats ago or 30 comments ago. Those teams get hit talking about the second half. Mitchell Winkelman. I think we're all on the same page here, Mitch. We don't know. It makes no sense. Oh, well, he got to the ballpark late, and then we had to travel after a day game, got home late. Kid's first day at Wrigley, blah, blah, blah. What's the point? Matthew, no, Counsell's not worth the $8 million per year. Too many errors in lineup construction, too many late game management errors, front office mismanagement as well. The Braves did win in 21. I thought so. That's why I said that. Mitchell might as well send Casey back down and bring up Ballesteros. That's what I'm worried about with you guys now. You're just going to lock in on what happens in the box score in AAA and be like, oh, that guy. When they should have made this, they should have made a fix during the trade deadline. Matt, welcome to the chat. Cubs on pace to win 89 games if they go 500 the rest of the year. Not bad. Everybody calm down, which is why they have a 98.3% chance to make the play. They're going to make the playoffs. I'm convinced of that. But Matt, you can't tell people to calm down. I understand what you're saying. You're asking for people to calm down on a team that's just been mediocre. They're 32-30 since June 1st. I'm sorry. Like, you can't tell people how to feel when that's just not good baseball. You go to July 1st, they're 19-17. And if you go since the All-Star break, the Cubs are 11-13. Now the Dodgers, this is why we have tunnel vision. The Dodgers are 10-14 since the break. The Yankees are 11-14 since the break. The Astros are 12-13. The Tigers are 12-14. Okay? And then the Brewers are just doing something no one's ever seen. They're 20-4. It's insane. TJ, correct. Jed is staying until the park stops being full. LSL, Casey Bench and his parents drove from Toronto this morning to see him play today. Whoops, they'll still be there tomorrow. Guff is a man. Hackers make fake photos. Oh, okay. Somebody's already been doing that, Mitch. Probably you. What a life. Hackers. Appreciate you, Mitch, for checking in. Hope you're well. Guff, your birthday's around the Labor Day weekend. My birthday is this weekend. Let's go, Jim. Big weekend for the birthdays, or big time of year for the birthdays. Clyde, shut it, says Jordo. Top roping. I thought Hoyer said we're going to be all in at the deadline. He did. Nate, in the Counsell pregame, he said nothing bad is happening. What does he think is happening then? If you put it in perspective, Nate, the 30,000-foot view, okay? In perspective, meaning just life in general, this is baseball. Nothing bad is happening. It's not. There's a lot of problems going on all over the place, okay? I understand, but I get that too. Doesn't need to reset hit 2 hard balls. Yesterday, PCA's been worse. PCA's been terrible. Hap's been bad. Quentin, he has not been good, but falls right in line with everything else. Cubs need to win 2 of 3 this weekend at the very least. Mitch, when there's 250 comments, buddy, I start from the top. There was 100 in the chat when the show started. Appreciate you being here because we've been doing it for about a year. All right? So get a number. Take a number. We got some OGs in this chat, my friend. All righty? The dead yesterday's game was pathetic. How do you get gift runners on base and have runners at second and third, nobody out, not even a sac fly to drive them in? I don't know. Keep saying Tucker's bad is what Ricketts wants to hear. This way he pays rookies. Matthew, Ian Happ needs to ride some pine for a bit. Slugging under 400 this season, been a long season. Been a season-long problem, not just a short-term issue. No reason Casey couldn't play left, and Hap sits. Charles, hey, Guff, if we were told the Cubs would not get swept in a series all the way into August, we would have been more than happy. I think if I told you just going into August, they lead the wild card, never been swept, here's their record, of course, everyone would have signed up. But then you actually see the way it's happened, and then it changes perspective. Tucker will sign somewhere else, be his old self, same old self that the Cubs traded for. Hap should not also bat cleanup. I hear you. But no one's hitting right now. Tom, we probably had the best 3 months in baseball. From April, May, and June, there was no way that was going to continue. It's Counsell's fault. Maybe he didn't pitch and he didn't hit. The Brewers would like to ask you to hold my beer because they are on fire. Favorite college football team, Guff? The DePauw Tigers, DEPAUW, of course. Grew up loving Notre Dame. That kind of changed when I went to college. I do like the Big Ten. I still keep an eye on Notre Dame. I don't really have, I'm not bleeding. I want to do the SEC tour for sure. I despise LSU because of Brian Kelly. I didn't really give it a sprayed to all fields there. I'm excited for Sunday football to see the first string play. Hopefully Caleb has a good performance to shut up the haters. I totally agree with that. Maybe Caleb has such a great performance that you want to draft him in your Renegade Fantasy League, which would be fine because it's the only fantasy app and the only fantasy leagues where you can actually make real in-game substitutions. So if Caleb's on your bench and you should have started him and you didn't, and he blows up for a 3-touchdown first half, make the switch, put him in. You can do that at Renegade. And if you go to recap.renegadefantasy.com, you could join our league. You could play against Cap, which is free money, man. It's taking candy from a baby. It's an easy W. You just put W. As soon as you go into the lineup, Cap will forget to set his lineup. Then he gets an out by being able to change it in game, and he'll probably make the wrong call there. So make sure you're playing against us. Cap, myself, the rest of the Recap team. Last person standing, $5,000, real cash, $5,000 to you. Join the Renegade Fantasy League. Recap.renegadefantasy.com. Download the app in the App Store. It's free. It costs you absolutely nothing. Go to join a public league and click Recap, REKAP, and let's dance. Draft's starting soon. The leagues are filled. If you don't see me and Cap in your league, by the way, we just keep filling 12-team leagues, and then we're all playing against each other all the time. Kevin, Bulls will play in like always. Rhonda, I agree. Omar, I bet Carter Hawkins is laughing at the cheap owner, Tom Ricketts. Doesn't care about winning right now. Best fans in the world, worst owners, beyond pathetic. Becky, I bet Milwaukee fans are laughing at us. Yeah, I mean, and then the Counsell thing, it's like a double whammy. Should the Cubs bat Horner and Shaw one too? There's been some talk of that. Part of me thinks maybe you leave Shaw down there. I don't even know. I would pull a Joe Madden, do the 8675309. Tom Ricketts is so cheap. He's following Jerry Reinsdorf, Velasco one day. Soon I'll make it to Hooters to meet you guys. I have mad respect for you, Cap and BA. Appreciate you, Justin. Can't wait to talk football. Me either. No Paul Skeens this weekend. The Cubs have advantage. They'll probably lose the series to the Pirates. Paul Young finally got through. I'm playing Cubs in the over today. Chef Paul, let's go. Somebody finally made the guy a Gmail account. My man. One thing for sure, all of Chicago isn't getting free hamburgers, just T-shirts. We'll get them next year. No Hooters in Hawaii. We got to send them to you, Rick. We got to shoot you some frozen Hooters. Get an air fryer and throw them in there. Need this Pirate series, and Brewer series is huge. Omar, Craig Counsell is overpaid. Chef Paul agrees with Camp on Counsell. Cubs will draw 100,000 this week in the next 3 games easily. Counsell's Fred Hoiberg. Jordo's favorite moment, of course, is 2016. I could bunt better than Ian Happ, who hasn't laid a sacrifice down in 4 years. Randall, Chicago sports makes me drink. Caesar, Counsell's coaching style seems too laid back. Need to show a little fire and passion, assuming he is like the behind-the-scenes team needs leadership and light a fire on this dead-ass team. Let's go to the bet of the day. We've been playing the splits game lately. I gave you 2 yesterday. I gave you my favorite bet was Max Scherzer over 17.5 outs recorded. Coasted. He hit 21. And I also played the over 5.5 strikeouts. We split. It was like the second or third straight day this week. Yeah, third. We split. We're 3-3. I think we're starting to get our rhythm back. 5 out of the 7 games that they've played this year, Kyle Schwarber has an RBI against the Washington Nationals. 5 out of the 7 times they've played. The dude has 98 ribbies. He's going to hit 100 this weekend in August. I'm going Schwarbs at plus money on a team that he's done it 5 times against this year. And quite frankly, I want to pull up Kyle Schwarber. God, don't we wish we had Kyle Schwarber on this team or any team in Chicago? The dude by himself would be worth having. But his career splits against the Washington Nationals, who he did play for, by the way, if you remember correctly. Washington Nationals, dude's got 24 bombs and 56 ribbies, a 1023 OPS, the second highest against any team of his career. 56 RBI. I didn't even know this till right now. Schwarber only has more RBI against the Cincinnati Reds. I'm going plus 130 here. I like this bet a lot. I do. I like this bet a lot. Oh, Mitch, that's all good, dude. You got excited for a second? Yeah, they let Schwarber walk. It's absolutely insane. Sooner Magic Judy got here. What the hell's that? What? I know. We're not going to have time to get to everybody here, everybody. We're already over. Sports Broadcast Solution, in terms of Counsell getting paid $8 million per. What about Joe Torre? Did the Yankees win all those World Series because of Torre, because of Jeter, Posada, Mussina, et cetera? You still have to have the right guy in charge. You can't downplay a manager's impact either. That'd be something if they brought him back, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? I'd love watching Schwarber. This bet seems like a no-brainer. EPL, Nottingham Forest, money line him plus 115. Let's parlay them together, my friend. Oh, that's tomorrow? Okay, we'll do that tomorrow. Bears play the Bills on Sunday night. Looking forward to talking about that on Monday. Seeing what we saw from the Bears will be certainly the topic of conversation. You guys all have a good weekend. My goodness. For some of us and most of us, it's the last true weekend of summer. Kids go back to school. If you're not in school yet, you will be. Regularity's fine. It's good to have, you know what? It's good to have schedules. I think it helps everybody. Appreciate you guys greatly. For everybody here at the Recap, make sure you go to Renegade Fantasy, by the way. Download that app. Play against us. For everybody here at the Recap, have a great weekend. Have a great day. It's another beautiful day. Enjoy it, man. Waking up and having an opportunity to breathe this air, it's pretty awesome. Appreciate you. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. It's all brought to you by Hooters, originalhooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations near you. Order it at Hooters.com, straight to your door. Have a great weekend. Go Bears! I hope we're talking about something positive on Monday, for God's sakes. Have a great weekend. Take